Hello, hello, it's June Olson with Junebug Creations, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, coming to you live from Whitefish, Montana. And today is Monday, and I am feeling super motivated and excited to share with you my two cards for this week's alternates. And I've just been working hard and having fun and feeling better, although with our smoke season, fire season, the coughing has still kind of stuck around, but hopefully it'll go. So before we get started and give a chance for some people to hop on, I want to go over a couple things with you of things that are coming. So we have here the next Stampin' Up! Kit. Excuse me, the next paper pumpkin kit is the Fall for Tulle. I think that's how you say it. I want to say that's how you say it. Tulle, and so it's going to coordinate with this stamp set and suite. So the Autumn Tulle, and you can see it's got all these great trees, and it's got some pumpkins and the leaves. And it has the colors Cajun Craze, Mossy Meadow, Pecan Pie, Early Espresso, Very Vanilla, and Gray Granite in it. All right, here is the paper. Look at those awesome papers. Aren't those gorgeous? And then there's an embossing folder that will do that. And then there are two stamp sets included. One is just images, and one is images and words. So we have Blessed to Have You in My Life, Autumn Wishes, Grateful for You, Thanks, You're Simply the Best. And so it has these dies that coordinate with this one. So this would be a bundle, and this would be a bundle. All right, and then it has some copper foil. Is that copper? I think that's copper. Earth tone metallic sheets. It's kind of a coppery brown, and then we have these great streaked ones, and then I love this one. You can see that how it's going to be kind of a mesh. And then we have these papers. Aren't they amazing? I can't wait to play with it, because of course I'm getting this set because it goes with the paper pumpkin and it looks amazing. And I saw somebody who used these dies. So it's got the beautiful trees, and then it's got the what is it? It's a buck. That's what it is. The buck, and then the deer and the fawn. And we have them in our yard, so I really need this set. I haven't bought any in the past, but I am going to this time around, because the trees, this is one of my favorite parts about living here in Montana, is getting to have the 4 seasons and getting to see all the changing of the leaves. We already have some that are doing that. So I wanted to just share that with you, that the upcoming set, and I just had a customer this weekend ask me about the paper with the foxes on it. And here's the paper with the foxes on it. I never would have thought foxes and fall go together, but color-wise they definitely do. So this is the suite. You can order parts of it, or you can order the whole thing. The discount comes when you order the stamp and die bundle. All right, not when you order the suite. This just gives you one number instead of having to put in all of these numbers. And so then the bundles, when you buy just a bundle, you save 10%. So even if you get it in the suite, you still get the 10% savings. All right, so I just want to make sure you understand that. And that's what the theme is for the upcoming paper pumpkin. All right, and you have until the 10th, which is tomorrow, to subscribe. So if you haven't subscribed yet, you need to get this subscribed for, and then get this set so it can you can pull it all together with me. So you can go to junebugcreations.stampinup.net and you can get that, and it's going to have 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs with 9 coordinating envelopes, metallic foil details and gross grain ribbon trim, pre-cut paper pieces and printed sentiment labels. And the colors are Cajun Craze, which is going to be your Stampin' Spot, Crumb Cake, Darling Duckling, Early Espresso, Pecan Pie, and Timid Tiger. That's going to be awesome. I can't wait. All right, the next thing I wanted to share with you is just a reminder about the add-on, the dies. You'll see I'll be using some of these today. Yes, I think I used them today. I'll have to look. But I have used them, the strawberries, and then of course with the acorns, we'll be using those as well, and the little fall leaves. So I want to make sure you know about that. And then if you are a subscriber, you can get past kits. All right, so you can get past kits of the strawberry one and the full of charm paper pumpkin kit and some of these others, as well as some of the past add-on dies. So don't forget to check that in the, so you go into menu and then you go to paper pumpkin, and then you can find the past kits. All right, and then tomorrow starts 5 days of double dipping, and I will be live tomorrow letting you know how that works. But let me just say that when you place an order, you'll be double dipping because you'll be getting some special thank you from me, as well as your Stampin' Up! Rewards. All right, so don't forget that. Also wanted to let you know we have our virtual Ghouls Night In, C2C Stampin' and Junebug Creations. And we are using the Fright Night stamp set and dies. And then, I can't remember the name of this paper. And then the Fun Stars, excuse me, we'll be making 2 cards, a banner, and 2 treat boxes. And we've extended the registration date to the 10th. I can't extend it past tomorrow because I got to be able to order all the stuff and get it in time, cut it up, and get it sent back out to you. So you want to make sure to register by tomorrow. If you're not sure how to, just reach out to me on Messenger, either June Olson or Junebug Creations 29. And I will get you the information to register. There's also some, you can go to my Junebug Creations 29 page where you are now and scroll down, and then you'll be able to see the post about it, and then the registration form is right there. The other thing I've done is I've extended, here we go, I've extended my Ghouls Night Out registration also to the 10th. And you can now choose between a fall banner or the Halloween banner, the haunted house kit or the harvest home garland kit, and then a fun fold card or a treat holder. So you'll have a choice. If you're not really into Halloween, you can come anyway. It's not going to be spooky, scary, or anything like that. And we're going to be doing some fall things. There'll be some drinks and snacks. All right, so if you're interested in that, it's Friday. I changed the date. It's Friday, October 17th from 6 to 8, and I do have limited seating. All right, I have about 4 seats left for this. I would open up another night, the next night, Saturday night, if I had more people. But right now I am, I'm not full on this night. So if you want in, join me. All right, it's $35 for either one. The virtual event is $35, Ghouls Night In, or the Ghouls Night Out here at my house is $35. So if you're interested, message me or comment below. Hi, Mary Beth. I know, it's going to be so much fun. I can't wait. And then we have World Card Making Day on October 4th. I am doing a local event here at the house from 1:30 to 3:30, and we'll be watching the Stampin' Up! 1-hour event. Plus we'll be doing some little crafting things on our own. And then from 4:30 to 6:30, I'll be doing basically a World Card Making Day craft and chat virtually on Zoom. So if you want that information, if you want to be invited, you can put that down below too, World Card Making Day Zoom, and I'll send you that information. And essentially you'll be crafting and creating and working on whatever cards you want to work on that day. And then if enough people want to watch the replay of the Stampin' Up! One, then I will play that. We'll be doing a kit. I don't have it yet, but as soon as I get it, I'll show you. For World Card Making Day, we'll be making a kit together. So those are just some things to let you know what's coming down the pipeline. All right. And I've got some classes in the works that I'm going to do an early bird special to register before the end of this month, and I'll be sharing those with you this week as well. But let's go ahead and get started on our Paper Pumpkin Playdate, because I know that's what you're here for. Paper Pumpkin is a kit from Stampin' Up!, and it is a subscription kit, so you can get it mailed to your house each month. You can either prepay it or do a month by month. Doesn't matter, price is the same. It just depends on whether or not you want to have it paid for in advance or whether you want to have it deducted from your account each month. So all you need is a pair of scissors, because it's all inclusive, as all of our kits are, or the majority of our kits. I guess that one flower kit wasn't all inclusive because they couldn't put a glue gun in your kit. But other than that, everything else is in the kit. So you just need scissors, and then you are set with Paper Pumpkin. Last time I opened it up and we made the cards as designed. This time I've got two quick little cards, well, not quick, but 2 cards for you. So your very first kit will come with a clear block for you to use with your stamps. I like to use, ooh, I don't have blocks over here. Hold on. I like to use my ergonomic blocks that are dirty. And just because I have different sizes, you can see how they're a little thicker than that. But you can also, as you play with other kits, you'll get more blocks if they're stamping kits, and then you could always glue those together. You get a Stampin' Spot, at least 1, sometimes 2. Secret C was the one for this month. I'm going to use my regular sized one because I use these for giveaways. And then this time around, we got 2 stamp sets. So the first stamp set, the original stamp set with this one, was this. It was For You, Thank You. We have a nice flower here and a little pattern. Just to note, you are loved, XOXO, hello. This is, of course, Hugs and Kisses. To Say, Forever Your Friend. And good friends are hard to find. I'm so glad we found each other. So that's the original stamp set that went with it. And then we got a bonus stamp set this month. You can see it has some flowers. It has our teapot. You're simply the best. Thank you for your constant friendship and listening ear. Always here for you and for a great friend. And then a little pattern as well. So we're going to be using this one today, this stamp set, and a little bit from the other one. Here are our no-fail instructions. I love the no-fail instructions because it's so easy to follow them. So there's 3 cards, 3 of each design, so a total of 9 cards. Here's what's all in the kit. Here is the add-on that coordinates with the kit, and the coordinating colors are Calypso Coral, Darling Duckling, Gray Granite, Lost Lagoon, Pecan Pie, and Secret Sea. And then when you open it up, right here is your ingredients for each card. So you have card 1, 2, and 3, and then it shows you what ingredients in the kit goes with each card. And then we have our instructions. So it shows you, put your stamps on the block, ink it up, stamp over here, fold the card, ink it up. The little gray dots are your glue dots. And you can see how simple and easy it is to just follow the directions. So here was one of our cards. All right, it's kind of 3D because it was printed on the card and then we put this other stuff popped up on the dimensionals. And then here's this one, just a note, super cute, super pretty. And we had this one, Thank You, which apparently I did that crooked. Although it doesn't look crooked in the picture. It looks crooked from my angle. All right, so, and here we have, and I find this so intriguing because I would have never thought to do that, to plant flowers or use the old teapots as a vase. How many of you do that? Mary Beth, do you have flowers in a teapot or a coffee pot? I just wouldn't have thought to do that. It wouldn't have crossed my mind. So I'm going to pull out these because I'm going to need these. And then, let's see, we're going to start with this card first. All right, so I am using first nothing from the kit. All right, for my first card, we're not using the kit. We are using this extra stamp set that we were given. And I've pulled in some other products. All right. So I have some basic beige here that I'm going to fold. But I wanted to focus on this extra stamp set because a lot of times people don't use it because it's not part of the kit and then they're not sure what to do with it. So I thought, you know what, that's what we're going to do. We're going to use that extra stamp set. Let me get you zoomed in here a little bit more. All right, so we have this card base. We have this for inside. Oh, I must have not cut that properly. Let's see. That is 4. So this actually needs to be 3 3/4. Oh, yep. Did it. Oh, did it a little bit too wide. I'm gonna make sure that one's right. No. Yeah. That one's correct. All right. So we're going to glue this one on here. Did I do that one? Yeah, 4. Oh, no. Apparently I did not focus on my cutting. And so I'm a little off. Here we go. Let's try that. Okay. Excuse me. Yeah. The smoke is a little better. We had a little bit of rain, but not, oh, what did I do? 4. Oh. All right, I'll get this. Really, I will. I cut that one too small. Should be right now. All right, let's see. Did I get it right this time? Whew, I did. I better glue it down before I keep cutting and making things worse, right? So let's go ahead and glue that down. No, not yet. I can't glue that down yet. All right, let's start at the beginning. We have this one, and then what I did is I brought in some, not scrap as in scrapbooking, scrap as in when you have all these scraps of paper. So I'm going to use these scraps of paper and we're going to create a card with them. So let me move this out of the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these papers, these strips, and I want to pull them close here and here. And so there are 2 different sides. I kind of like that side. And then we'll pull this one over here. All right. I think we're going to go here and here. I need 5 of them. So I'm going to do this over here. All right. They are a little more angled than I want. So here we go. We're going to do it like that. So I'm going to glue those down like that. Plain and simple. This is on a layer that's 4 by 5 1/4. All right. So I'm going to move those aside. I'm going to grab this and I'm going to whoop, put glue on it. Okay, so this is a good time, June, to use your silicone mat. That way you don't get it all over your work surface if you go too long with your glue. All right, so I'm going to do that. Like that. And then I'm going to go with the blue. So this is cherry cobbler and white. I'm going to flip this over. I didn't care for the black and white one. So this paper is from Need for Tweed. We're using it in our card club this month, which also you have until the 10th of the month to sign up for that. Here, we'll do this one next. Whoop. All right, so here we go. Just kind of lining it all up here. And it's hanging off, and we'll just trim it after we're done. So we'll do this side. So we're just doing little strips. These are 1/4-inch strips that I had left over from working on another card. I think I'm going to put this one down here. I want to have some space there, so I'm going to put this one down here. And then what I do, just another way, is you can just draw the line of glue right there, and then it stays in place. All right, there we go. All right, so now I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to trim off the extras. All right, so I'm trimming off the extras like that, and then trimming off these little extras as well. All right, that way they are all in line with my card front. All right, and these little ones I can throw away because they're not really usable. The longer ones I want to use on my inside. All right, so then we're going to bring in this inside piece, and I got glue there, and I'm going to, it's going to be the bottom corner, but I'm going to go ahead and do it this way because I already have things going that way. And I'm going to put some glue on there and put those across that way. Like that. And I'm just going to use 3 of them on the inside. I have 5 of them on the outside. All right. So there we go. And then again, you're going to cut off your extras. So then you have basically the outside and the inside coordinating. All right. So when you get glue on your scissors, you want to make sure to clean it off really good. Either when it's dry, wipe it down, make sure that you get those off of there. All right, let me move that off. Okay, so we can move this now, and then the glue that dries on here later, I can just rub it right off. All right, so now we can glue this to this. So the white to the pecan pie for the inside of the card. And I usually just do glue around the outside so that I can write in the center, because sometimes the glue will leave, you can feel it underneath. And so I like to make sure my center is clear. And then we'll go ahead and glue this inside here. All right. And then now I just kind of swirl it down. A little bit goes a long way. All right, so then this will go on here with dimensionals. So they only have the small dimensionals in here. So I've brought over my other dimensionals, my regular size dimensionals. So that, do I have another one? Oh, there we go. I don't need to start a new one. Here we go. So that you're not using as many, because if you use minis on this one, it's really going to take a lot. And then I'm going to, oops, do this here. This is a pretty good size piece, so I like to make sure it's not going to sag. And then take off our little backings. And there we go. All right, so this goes up in the top right corner. We're going to center it. It's basic beige on basic beige. There we go, like that. All right, now we're going to work on the front. First thing we can do is go ahead and glue this to this. Whoa, I got that off too. Goodness gracious, my cutting job in prepping for this was not very good, apparently. All right, so this is 2 1 3/8. So this should be 1 2 3 4 5/8. Oh yes, much better. Oh, wow, I don't know what happened. So going this way, it's 1 2 3 4 5/8, and this should be 7/8. All right, we always want to make, the easiest way to do it is to make sure it's just 1/4 of an inch bigger each time, and then that gives you a really nice border around it. So we'll go ahead and glue this down on here. All right, and then let me make sure, yep, it's going to have dimensionals on the other side. Like this. And then we'll go ahead. So how often do you use your scraps? Do you use them, or do they end up getting a little bit wasted? We're going to center this on here like that. Now let's go ahead and do the front. All right, first thing we're going, oh, I forgot my other colors. First thing we're going to do is stamp our corners with this fun little corner stamp. All right. So we're going to stamp our corners like this. Let's see. There we go. So we've stamped our corners, and then we're going to take this stamp, which is the flowers, but they're solid, so you can't color them in. All right, let me do this one. All right, and I'm going to stamp these, and this is Old Olive. I'm going to stamp these right here, like that. Then we're going to do something that I haven't done in a long time, so I thought it would be a fun new little, not new, but a fun little technique to show you. We're going to stamp our teapot on this material from the tweed, and it gives it a textured look. All right, so we're going to do that in the Secret C. We're going to stamp that just like that. All right, and then we have to fussy cut. So, yep, that's the only thing, is we do have to fussy cut. So we will cut the big pieces off. All right, and apparently I have a little glue on there. All right, so you still want to go ahead and do, or I like to, you don't have to, I like to do just a slight border. I don't like to cut right on the line. I like to give it just a slight border. The dies tend to give it a little more of a border, but when I fussy cut, depending on what it is, I like barely a border. Just enough so I know I'm not cutting right on the line, and that way I don't change the shape of it. So I like to do that. All right, let me just check and make sure. Let's see. All right, So we're going to finish cutting this out. I should have pre-cut it, but it doesn't take very long. And I do cut out the handle. I don't know what happened to my Take Your Pick tool that had my cutting blade on it. I used it and now I can't seem to find it. I don't know what happened to it. So I may have to cheat and use a different one, but I did use the Take Your Pick tool with the cutting blade, but I'm not sure what I did with it. I looked all over my counter just the other day because I needed it. It was Saturday night. I'd used it on Friday, but then Saturday night I couldn't find it. I don't know what happened to it. All right, we'll try it this way. So when you want to cut around the center, you can just poke. You can just poke. Here we go. Come on, poke. Poke your scissors in and cut a little bit. And then you can try cutting around that way. Let's see how I do. Nope, I'm not good at that. I do better, so I'm going to bring in my little black mat, cutting mat, and where's my cutting tool? Oh, uh-oh, where'd it go? Cutting tool, all right. I'm going to have to cheat and use my X-Acto knife. But somewhere there is a cutting blade like this for the Take Your Pick tool, and I have it and I used it for my other card. But for some reason I'm not finding it here. So again, I like to go, that one's kind of close to the edge, and cut around. Even with this, I'm leaving a little bit, or attempting to leave a little bit of a border. This is a mat that we had a long time ago. I got it when I was a customer. And it was, I've just always kept it. So, let's see. How'd I do? Can I just pop it out? Wow, see, the other one was better. I did not have to go back over anything. There we go. Whew, nope. All right, so the Stampin' Up! One, the Take Your Pick tool, X-Acto knife, was better. I didn't even have to go back over any of my cutting when I used it, like I'm having to right now. All right, let's see. There we go. Whew. All right, I need to find that other one because this one doesn't work as good. All right, so there is my little teapot. And we're going to glue it down like that. Here we go. And on the back side is this fun pattern that some of us feel like we must have had a grandmother or somebody with that kind of a coat. Because it is called Need for Tweed, so it was coat. Most of the pattern, most of the look is from coats, I think. All right, so then we're putting that there. All right, so those look like they're coming out of the pot, but to make them pop a little bit, I decided to cut out some of the flowers from our, where is it? From here. So it's the strawberry flowers, but I decided, nope, I'm going to use it, and we're going to cut out flowers. So let me bring over my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And I do have the big one because I need the big one for the next card. So I just went ahead and brought this one instead of the little mini, which is what I would have used if I only had to cut out these flowers. So I'm going to cut out 3 little flowers here for you. And again, yes, I could have pre-cut these. I just sometimes like to do it for you because sometimes someone comes on and they've never done it. They've never used the Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine and they want to see what it looks like and how it works. So I have plate 1, 2, 3, then I have my paper, then I have my die, and then I have the other 3. That is the sandwich we make using the plates to make sure that it cuts. All right, here we go. All right, I was just checking out the window. My husband had come home and then he left again. So I was curious if he had gone yet. All right, take your pick tool to the rescue to pop out that flower. So put that back over there so we don't lose it. Remove these, move this out of the way, and we're going to use, where's our card? We're going to use some mini dimensionals to put on the back of these. All right. And yes, it's going to give them a little white center, but that's okay. It's not going to be sticky enough to catch on anything because it's a teeny tiny white center. All right, so we're going to put this one over here on this. I'm going to put this one over here on that. And we're going to put this one up here. And that gives our card a little extra oomph. And then we're going to glue it on here. So we have used not only the extra stamp set that we were given in this kit, we did add some other color and some other paper. So I added in the Need for Tweed. This is from Need for Tweed and this is from Need for Tweed. All right. And then we did these dies that coordinate. So here was my original one that I did. I ended up stamping this in the pecan pie, but this time I used the Secret C. Oh, I forgot the sentiment. That I am going to use pecan pie for. Ooh, I already put it on there. All right, forgot the sentiment. How could I? So that one says, "You're simply the best." I think for a great friend. Nope. I think we're going to use one of the sentiments off of here. All right. I think we're just going to use hello or thank you. We'll use thank you. Thank you will fit there nicely, I think. Yep. All right, let's get thank you over there. Whew, let's see if I can do it. Oh, good, it worked. Oop. Oh no, that was a hair. Whew. All right, I thought maybe I got a shadow on there, but I didn't. So we're all clear. All right, so here are two possibilities, a little bit changed, but here's an idea of you can use any scraps and then just use what you have to create the card. Cool, right? And then we have the inside there like that. And oh, I used those there. Go ahead and do that. Here we go. There we go. All right. So that is card 1 for today. Let's go ahead and go back to the kit and we are going to do card 2. Where is my sample card? All right, so I'm bringing in some outside stuff. So I'm bringing in some Secret C. I'm bringing in a window sheet That should give you a clue. What are we making if I'm using a window sheet? And these were from another kit. I can't remember which kit, but they are dimensional strips. So you can either use those from another kit or you can go ahead and buy our foam adhesive strips. They all do the same thing. I just figured since I had these, they were started, I would use them. And we're going to use the loose frosted dots. We're making a shaker card. All right, so let's get some supplies out of our box. Let me move that. All right, so we need from our box, we need this one, and we need this one, and, well, we'll need the envelopes. All right, and we'll pull that out. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? We're going to, now that I put that away, we're going to score this. It's 8.5 by 5.5. Score it at 4 1/4. And then fold it in half. And use the bone folder. All right, then we can set this aside. This is our card base, and we can set this aside for a moment. We're going to take this card and we're actually going to fold it in. All right, we're going to fold it in. You're thinking, June, what the heck are you doing? Trust me, we've got this. We've got this. Now we're going to take our, this is the perennial postage. That's why it looks like a postage stamp. We're going to take our perennial postage and we're going to cut a hole so that we can see our typewriter. Okay, however, it's longer. So how do we do that? I'm going to show you a little trick with your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, how you can change the size of the die. You can either make it longer or shorter. In this case, we're going to make it shorter. So we're going to bring in our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I'm going to zoom out so you can see how I do this. All right, so we want it to be like this. So what I'm going to do to make sure I get it in the right spot is I'm going to, oh, actually that's not going to work because I need it to go the other way. So I have it like this, and I know I have about 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch up there. So I'm going to take this, I mean, I'm an eyeballer. You can measure it. You can measure it, but I'm an eyeballer. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to do it like this. All right. And we're going to put this all the way through like that. And we don't want to cut, we don't want to roll this all the way through because you'll cut it off. So what you're going to do is you're going to set this in here like that, and you're going to roll it only as far as you want it. So I want it to stop right here, so I'm going to stop right there. All right, you can see I still have some. I'm going to come back with it. I'm going to lift this. I'm going to turn this around. You can see it only cut part of it. I turn this around, and then I'm going to pull this up to where I want it. And I'm going to fit that back down in the grooves, and then it'll cut the rest of the way. All right, looks like I got it just a touch crooked. That's okay. So now I will cut it the rest of the way. But not all the way here. because then you would cut that whole card open. All right, and then you have your changed side. All right, so you're only cutting as far as you want. Like if you wanted it this, you'd only cut to here, flip it around, and then cut the rest of it however far you want it. So that's a little trick I wanted to teach you. Now we can put this away. And when we flip it over, we see our typewriter. All right, so I'm gonna do this again. All right, so we see our typewriter. Now to make the shaker part of the card after we trim it. Yeah, almost forgot that part. We need to trim it down because this is 5.5, and we're gonna be putting it on that card base. So we're going to take it down to 5.25. So we want to trim off this part. And we want it down to 4. So we have to take a sliver off of this end, 1/8 of an inch off of this end, and then we're going to take 1/8 of an inch off of this end so that it is at 4 inches. All right, so now we have 2 pieces, but they are lined up and coordinated. All right, so now let's build our shaker. Here we go. Oh, hold on. Whew. I do this every time. Oop, I cut that a little big. So you want your window sheet to be, how wide is that? 3.5. You want your window sheet to be a little bit wider than your window, like that. And then what I used is you don't want to use green glue on this because it'll slip slide all over the place. So I used tear and tape. All right, so I'm going to use some tear and tape to hold it on. Oop, that one was a little short. So, what did you do this weekend? I had a team gathering on Saturday on Zoom. We had some fun sharing things that we've made, and I rested a lot and I worked on retreat items, table gifts for retreat, because at the end of the month is my local retreat and I'm so excited. We're going to have a lot of fun. It's always fun. I find going to retreats and being productive brings me joy. What do you like doing at retreats? What brings you joy at retreats? Is it just sitting and chatting with other women, other crafty women? Or is it being productive and getting a lot done? Is it a combination of those things? Oops. What do you like about going to retreats? I haven't gone to one since I moved up here, and that's why I started having them. I'm not as productive, or I'm productive in a different way because I'm actually running it, but it's still super fun. Let's see, let's try. All right. So then we're going to lay this down, and then I need to cut another one. For this side. Oops. For this side. So what you want to do is you want to make sure there's no holes so that your things don't fall out. So that's why I'm cutting it right up to my other one. So I'm doing that and then cutting it right up to. Better to cut it a little too long than too short, because you can always cut off the length, but you want this to butt right up to it. And you don't want it to show. Ooh, just did it. You don't want it to show on this side. Okay, so you got to make sure that you do that. And then what you want to do, and I forgot that too, is take your embossing buddy, your little powder thing for embossing, and you want to kind of go around the edges. And that helps keep your gems from sticking to the edge. So you want to just kind of go around the edge a little bit with your embossing buddy. All right. And then I like to blow it off. All right, hold on. Where is my... There we go. I don't want it on my window card. All right, so you want to make sure. And I haven't quite figured out if there's a better way to do this. This is just how I've come up with it. All right, so now we want to put our loose frosted dots in here. They are on, and I'm going to use the rest of mine. They are on the... Oh, this isn't what all right. Yeah, I've got them all flipped around. So you want to have them, this is probably not the way to do it. I want to put them on this instead so that I can have them all the right way around. I want to flip them so that they are... Well, I guess you can have the shiny side up if you want. They will automatically kind of flip. So there we go. We're going to put those in the middle. And these worked perfectly color-wise with this. I was really surprised, shocked, and pleased that they worked so well. So now we have this side. We need to put some of these on. Let's just we'll just use the corners. All right, so I'm going to do this one here because you want the whole thing, all right, to be lined up. Stick that one there, and we'll just stick this one, and that way there's no sagging. All right, so then you're going to take your paper off of everything so that you can then stick it down and line it up with your other card part. All right, because you don't want it all wonky. Trust me, ask me how I know. You don't want it all wonky. All right, so now all right, so now we're going to line this up just so. All right. And there you have a shaker card. All right, let's go ahead and put our shaker card part. See, it's all like that. All safe and secure, nothing's going anywhere, and it all matches. The pinks match, the yellows match. The pretty peacock actually blends in nicely with the typewriter. So now let's go ahead and glue this down to our card front. And I want to make sure, because it's a little bit of a heavy card front, I want to make sure I have plenty of glue. And thing is, all right, I had a block apparently. All right, and then you're going to center that on here, like that. Then we're going to take this one, and we're going to, in the secret C, do the just a note. Here we go, just a note. Oh, and I forgot to stamp that. So we're gonna have to stamp it. After the fact. But what I liked about doing it, I did that the last time too. What I liked about doing that is it made it look a little on the distressed side, so that was kind of cool. All right. So we're just going to stamp here, stamp here, stamp here, and we'll leave it at that. The other one I did a lot more. This time I'm just going to do that. I'll show you the other card. All right, so then we're just going to put some glue over here because we don't want it there. Just a note. And I forgot the flowers. We need flowers. All right, come on. Oh. Oh, whoa. Wow. Apparently we need these, and I had forgotten to put those back in the box. So we're going to use these flowers here. One of them is going to go over here. All right, like that. And then on the inside, we're just going to use this because we've got it. Why not use it, right? We don't want it to go to waste. I figured. All right. Folks, I think I heard my mother hollering for me. That means something may be up with my dad. I'm going to call it a day, and I will